Is it morally right to move away, to go to another place, and to consider even in your thoughts to move out? I understood that many people might feel guilt for sort of betraying their past, their family line, their whatever. They feel guilt because other people are paying for them, like for the public services as well. Or they might feel guilt because of other people whom they might leave, and who other people put guilt on and shame on you to stay because of like you have to take care of them, etc. Anytime when you feel guilt or shame, it means that you've been manipulated. And where do these things usually come up from? So oftentimes it's someone else who doesn't want to fulfill their own potential, fulfill their own life, and pursue their wishes. And so it's better for them to not to feel that much guilt or shame, whatever, to actually hand it over on other people. It can be in the family line. So you grew up and you've been told to not to live your life, to not to move away, and so on. And you've been shamed for wanting to pursue what you want. But in reality, it's not your shame. It's the shame of the other person who just didn't want to, or was too scared to fulfill their own potential, or just live their life. Oftentimes, like this can be, it can be from your friends, it can be from school, it can be from the government, so that there's a lot of shaming and a lot of guilt feeling related to paying taxes, so that everything was fair, so-called fair. Listening to the authority, being compliant, but mostly it comes from the family, oftentimes. I mean, it's not a rule, okay? Like, I know there are a lot of families that actually accept your individuality and are happy for you and understand that you're an independent individual who can always come back for help, yet is respected. His inner choices are respected, but yeah, it doesn't have to be that way as well. And so I want to tell you, then you start questioning yourself whether your inner wishes are right or wrong. And even it can be this influence, as if like thinking of like having a feeling like of wanting to go somewhere, as if it was shameful. And this is a very common question, and it's being rather connected to the morality, if it's right to not to suffer with other people. And I will tell you that it's the result of lifelong manipulation and influence. What is right is to listen to yourself, like the inner self, but not this criticizing self, but what do you actually want? And you're a free human adult being who should have the space to decide on his own. Okay, so don't ask for advices of others. Don't ask me, what should you do? You should do what you want and take responsibility for it. Is it right to let others suffer? You're not the person who should be feeling like above others, that you're better than them, that you know better what they should do or not do. The only responsibility you have is for yourself, and if you decided to have a family, so to take care of your kid, that's it. Take care of yourself. That's the best thing you can do for everyone. And the thing, like, actually, when you decide to go this way, you will notice that a lot of people around you who might be sort of these victims that you should take care of and you should suffer with them. And oh my gosh, you will leave here, me and poor me. It's their decision. It's beneficial for them because they want to be in this position. And I was now reading a nice thing, and it was, you might think that you have to rescue other people from experiencing bad emotions. In reality, it doesn't matter that these people want to experience some other emotions. They made a choice themselves. That's it. If you really want, if you seek internally, you just can make certain steps towards feeling better. I don't say it's easy. It's actually, to the contrary, it's much easier to not to feel good. It's actually, like, I think it's very easy. You can make a lot, I can imagine that there's a very easy way how to suffer, how to feel bad. It's not pleasurable. Because feeling pleasurable, feeling good, being beautiful, feeling gratitude, all these things require a very specific effort. It goes through a certain part of way of suffering as well, but you have to put the effort into. Accept that we're all adults and we are responsible for our life, for the way how we feel, and for what we decide and to bring our attention to, how we decide to spend our time, what we decide to do and not to do. And your quest is not to rescue other people. Your quest is to rescue yourself, but in a accepting and caring way, whatever. Like live your life. Of course you can leave. Of course you can think of other scenarios. Of course you can change your work. Of course you can leave your wife. But most likely it won't really resolve the problem, whatever problem you might have. Of course, if you're with an abusive person, it would be good to still start with yourself, and then you may leave, but make your life better. So don't seek problems outside. Okay, you make the decisions, you take the accountability, and you just switch your life towards the better. What I say about it's not easy, but I think it's really worth it. And of course, you're not guilty for willing to move somewhere away. But often, also moving somewhere away, it doesn't have to change, or doesn't have to resolve the problem, but it can resolve the problem, because it will form a different surroundings, and there are certain general traits in particular society, in particular country, and there are certain different norms, and you are free to choose which norms work for you. No worries, you're not the first one who've been ever migrating. You're not the first one who ever decided to move away, not in the world, but also in your family. I'm pretty sure that someone from your family has been the one who actually packed their things and moved out. And it was the best decisions they could do, because they chose themselves.